Live, we can start.
Hello everyone, good evening. I, Namrata Patiri, shall be the host for today's session. So I welcome you all to another session on community health with Anajori. So moving forward, I would like to brief you all a bit about Anajori. Anajori, as the name suggests, it literally means the bond of love. Milind Datta is the founder of Enajori, and it is his love for his native land that brought him back from the USA to Assam in order to start this non-profitable organization that engages and promotes various initiatives such as striving for social change, loving leadership qualities, and building entrepreneurship capabilities among the people living in Northeast India. For a couple of months now, we have been interacting with speakers from different regions via virtual media on the topics that are current. So, moving forward again, at first, I would like to brief you all today's guests. Her name is Dr. Ruma Bhattacharya. Dr. Ruma Bhattacharya is a retired professor of food science and engineering at the College of Community Science, Assam Agricultural University, Jorhat, with 39 years of experience in teaching, research, and extension. She completed 4 national-level public health nutrition projects, guided 25 MSc and 6 PhD students, and authored 26 research papers, 30 popular articles, and 5 compendiums. She is known for her practical manuals in dietetics and nutrition. She has also played a crucial role as a group leader in the midday meal evaluation joint review mission of the Government of India. She is an active member of various scientific organizations, including the Nutrition Society of India, Assam Science Society, Indian Dietetics Association, Home Science Association of India, and the Society of Biological Sciences. Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Now only you are audible. In between, the voice was not there.
Stop. I could not keep the track of actually. If someone can help me with that. I'm so sorry, due to some network issues, I could not. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, when I introduced you, were I there in the session?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So I guess I am done.
Your voice,
hello,
ma'am. Your voice is breaking and coming.
Ma'am, I have introduced you already. So okay. Now I would like you to take over the question, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Thank you all. Thank you, Anajori, and thank you, Namrata, for asking me to participate in a community program. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. Shall I start with my own version of saying, or there will be interaction in between, or there will be some like topic and all will be announced, or I shall be saying myself?
Ma'am, you could go with the introduction of today's topic. Just
Okay.
introduce us
The
with.
topic. Okay. So good evening, all the listeners and viewers of NR. It is my proud privilege to be here in this evening because the program itself is community program. And today, the topic which has been assigned to me is nothing but ideal diabetic diet. Diet about diabetes. During diabetes, what should be a diet? So today's topic mostly will be dealing with diabetic diet, and accordingly I will go ahead. Hope it will suffice the viewers. At the same time, the program planner who has planned this particular very burning issue. Thank you. Am I audible, Namrata? Hello.
Ma'am, you are audible. You can proceed ahead.
I thought Namrata will put forward certain questions, etc. afterwards, maybe. So let me continue it. Shall I continue now? Shall I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. So speak about diabetic diet. Actually, the diabetologists and dietitians all over India and abroad, we all consider that there is no such thing like diabetic diet. The diet word itself is a misnomer. Actually, it is nothing but medical nutrition therapy. That means whenever a person suffers from a kind of a disorder, because let me tell you, diabetes is not a disease, but it is a disorder. This is nothing but a carbohydrate metabolic disorder. When there is metabolic disorder of carbohydrate is not properly metabolized, and then the increase in urinary sugar, blood sugar, etc., leading to diabetes. That is very simple. So we cannot coin the word diabetic diet. It's nothing like a diabetic diet. Only that particular word is that whenever a person suffers from different types of diabetes, there should be some medical nutrition therapy. So that is what I'm making clear in the very beginning itself. And next is why the diet is important during disease condition. But here, when we speak about diabetes, as when there is a diabetes diagnosed, there are different types of diabetes. At least type 1 is childhood or childhood diabetes, and type 1, and type 2 is your adult onset diabetes, and type 2 is certain times it can be insulin dependent, and also it may not be insulin dependent. People can have medication, etc. Now the question is, whenever we speak about diet, we always speak that we have to give some nutritional guidelines, nutritional help, nutritional care to the patient who are suffering from diabetic as a disorder. So when they suffer from diabetes, the diet should be always according to the body weight. That is very important. There should be dietary plan for normal weight diabetic or low weight diabetic, and also for overweight diabetic. That is very important. Weight of the patient makes an important point in the beginning, but we cannot call or name it as a diabetic diet. It is a medical nutrition therapy. So what we do, the regular diet usually is modified. Because when a person suffers from diabetes, there are certain conditions where he cannot, or he or she, the patient cannot liberally take items rich in carbohydrates. Say, for example, simple sugars, honeys, roots and tubers, or lots of carbohydrate-rich foods, etc. So what we have to do, it's not that no to so many things, but it is regular diet person can take only with little modification. So when we counsel a patient, it should be always said that, it should be always advised that your whole life you are not going to have a restricted or minimized diet, but rather according to your body weight and other related conditions. Sometimes diabetic patients also may suffer from kidney, heart, other conditions. So in that case, accordingly, diet is modified. So we do not have to worry that diet is totally restricted. So regular diet, only modification. Now, second point is the level of blood sugar. How much is the level of blood sugar of a particular patient? And mainly in case of Indian condition per se, in general, and also Assam's condition per se, all over India, we consume lots of carbohydrate-rich foods. Say, for example, our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, already we take lots of cereals or carbohydrate-rich food. So we have to look into how to distribute carbohydrate for the day. And usually Indian diet or diet in Assam is or northeastern parts, it is more than 70 to 75% is rich in carbohydrate. Like we take rice and maybe some other cereals. We may even take chapatis or any other rice and rice products, along with other potatoes and other roots and tubers, sugar, jaggery, or fats and oils, mostly, but we take lots of carbohydrate. Say, for example, because we take at least 3 meals, morning, afternoon, and night, and that diet is really, really high carbohydrate. Usually, you cannot think about having a diet without having some amount of cereals in our diet. First point. Then secondly, usually, even any part of India, our diet is not that protein rich. Protein comes from two sources. One is from animal, meat, fish, poultry, egg, etc. One is from plant sources. All the pulse, like your dal, green gram, black gram, Bengal gram, soya beans, rajma, lobia, etc. All the pulses. Now the point is that how high is our, though we think that Assamese population or northeastern states, we take lots of meat, fish, poultry, but still our diet is not that protein rich. But during diabetic condition, protein has to be taken care of. Usually it is 15 to 20% is protein in our diet. So it should be 45 to 50% only carbohydrate, but rather more than 20% should be from protein. So when we bring our diet to 40 to 45% of carbohydrate, okay, let us say that it is around 50%, we have to look into the portion size of how much of rice or chapati or any other cereals like your chira, muri, akhoi, or any breakfast cereals from northeastern states, or any kind of, how much of cereal we are consuming. If we are taking 3 meals, morning also breakfast with some cereals, or the afternoon lunch, a good amount of white rice, and evening, night also, or sorry, not evening, night also some amount of rice, we have to look into how much we are consuming. So that is most important. Moreover, our activity pattern, whether we are sedentary living like teacher or executives, say a sitting job, or we are like agriculture worker, or maybe some stone cutter, or maybe heavy work we do, or we, because housewives, school teachers, etc., all are sedentary in sedentary worker, school going students, college students, any executive, etc. So that is very, very important, how much of calorie we should burn and how we should control all this. Next point is protein should be of good quality. I have already mentioned in diabetic diet, protein comes from two sources. One is plant, one is animal source, that I am going to discuss now. And then how we can make our diet. Just imagine a plate. Just imagine a plate. Usually, if we look into our normal plate, mostly it is carbohydrate, rice, major portions, then some pulses or dal, like green gram dal or moong dal, or Bengal gram or black gram dal, and some sabzi or vegetables, green leafy other vegetables, and some maybe fish or meat or egg curry, etc. is the typical diet. Now the question is how to make our plate. That is very important. Prior to that, we must look into a diabetic diet, or an ideal diet should be a balance of carbohydrate, protein, and fat. I have already mentioned carbohydrates should be brought down from 70 to 75% to just 45 to 50%. Then protein sources should be from, mostly it is very important to include lots and good amount of protein from plant sources. Though we consider animal sources protein are quality good, but thing is that in case of plant sources protein, they are also not at all rich in fat. In pulses like green gram, kidney bean, and all the rasma, lobia, etc., and green gram, black gram, bengal gram, they do not contain any amount of fat. Even we can have in mushrooms, etc., where fat is devoid, it is devoid of. So in that case, then comes okay. Now if vegetarian, it is all right. Otherwise, whoever is listening to me or as a diet and nutritionist, I would like to say that yes, Assamese and northeastern states population are mainly non-vegetarian. The staunch non-vegetarian person may ask me as a dietary advisor, counselor, that ma'am, what about our meat, fish, poultry? Yes, you can take. But in case of meat, fish, poultry, or animal protein, it is better to go for fish because fish has omega fatty acids. Moreover, fish calcium is also important. Fish protein is easily digestible. And certain fishes are not with high fat, saturated fat, not at all. So that is important. Then comes your lean meat, chicken. But it is mostly advised to avoid red meat, which are imbibed with some amount of invisible fat. Fatty meat should be totally avoided. That is important. But fish, poultry, and egg. In case of egg, in case of a diabetic patient, egg should be, egg white is much better than whole egg because a whole egg contains 300 milligram of cholesterol. Egg yolk. So it is better go for 2-3 egg white. That will be much better as a protein source. That is important. So now comes the half of the plate should be filled with green leafy vegetables and other vegetables. There is no harm in taking any kind of vegetable except potatoes and roots like your sweet potatoes, etc., or yam, not much. But at least weekly once also potato can be given, provided that you restrict the other or you modify other roots. So in that case, when we speak about green leafy vegetable, any seasonal spinach or any other your brassica leaves or cabbage, cauliflower, all the gourds, beans, everything can be taken in a very good amount. Usually our diabetic patients diet plate should have half should be filled with, a quarter half should be filled with lots of green leafy vegetable because they are rich source of antioxidant, high in fiber. The diabetic patient require it almost, and most of her it has vitamin A, calcium, iron, etc. At the same time, some amount of fruits always should be there. Now the question is, in case of fruits, commonly asked, what about the glycemic index? Certain fruits are sweet in nature. So glycemic index is the index that is calculated when how much of, after consuming that, what will be the rise in blood sugar. So in that case, banana is a medium, then mango is quite high. Banana, mango, it has to be not totally avoided, but taken in very lesser amount. Banana, it is better to go for low glycemic index. Fruits like watermelon, guava, so those are very, very, like we can go for that. Mainly, say for example, guavas, and then your pineapple, guavas, and then your other fruits, say for example, orange, etc., could be taken. Then another important point, because in season people feel like taking mangoes, and nowadays lots of controversy about fructose, etc. But still, I say and I prefer that whenever we go for that kind of a fruit, because of our taste and all, it should not be taken in a very large quantity or amount. That is about the fruit portion. Now comes, I have also spoken about your egg, etc. Now another question mostly asked is, apple, guava is a papaya, orange, watermelon, etc., medium to low, so this can be taken. Another common question is asked, what about rice or chapati? Even Dr. Mohan's Diabetic Center at mainly at Chennai, Bengaluru, etc., as I was a group member of their diabetic research work earlier. So when I contacted him and I have visited their diabetic center for so many purposes, not for any of my condition, I do not suffer, luckily. But they said that Northeastern, not only Northeastern, throughout India, people take either rice or chapati. But there is one thing very, very clear that if you are taking less amount of rice, that is much better than taking 8 chapatis at a time, because you say that I am taking chapati. These are all carbohydrate rich. That is very, very important. Whether it is wheat, that means atta, and making chapati and taking large amount, or taking a big bowl of rice. That is very important. Next question now comes is whether white rice or brown rice. Lots of research work has been done on brown rice. Yes, much of the complex carbohydrate is there, and it has good amount of fiber, iron is rich, brown rice. But now the point is that whether the availability, common people can eat or not. But it's sometimes after cooking takes a longer period of time. Protein is good, but look and the smell, and also for storage. Brown rice, sometimes it becomes, it deteriorates quality. So in that case, whenever we are not able to afford, or we are not able to take brown rice, white rice will do. The thing is that cut down the portion, not a big bowl. It should be small katori. So sometimes a half a katori of rice, a full katori of rice, the medium size 120 ml. In that case, one or two small chapati according to age, weight, etc. can be taken. Now the question is, whenever we speak about other things, so only rice, sabzi, or meat, fish, poultry, etc. we are taking. What about oil? Fats and oils matter a lot, because, say for example, fats and oils, 1 gram gives 9 kilocalorie. And moreover, in case of Assamese population, we use mustard oil. Now the controversies and questions and so many choices to spoil our food habits. In that case, whether refined oil, vegetable refined oil, olive oil, so many questions comes. Now my answer will be, it is not that whatever oil you are habituated, you can continue with that, because you are from South India, maybe groundnut or sesame oil, or you are from Gujarat, some other oil. But in case of Assamese or northeastern states, we usually use mustard oil. And mustard oil also is a good oil in terms of fatty acids. So you can take, only thing is that amount is very, very important. Moreover, saturated fats like cow's ghee or butter, along with whenever we have some other conditions, maybe heart disease, maybe some other fatty liver, etc., we have to restrict those things at the same time, because sometimes diabetic comes with multiple complications. So in that case, and another important point I'd like to bring here, usually that what are the other adjuncts we can take? Yes, coconut chutney or any green like pudina or your any other chutney, seasonal herb chutney, etc. Then your lemon, all the citrus fruits we can take without any restriction. And moreover, one important point, nowadays, Indian dietary plate by National Institute of Nutrition, even for diabetes also, what we can do, half should be with lots of green leafy vegetables, other vegetables, and allow the low glycemic to medium glycemic index fruits. But at the same time, one quarter should be dal, rajma, soybean, mushrooms, plant protein, I mean different types of dal. We can even go for combination of dals where your amino acid profile will be much better, and protein is much required by diabetic. Then another portion for non-vegetarian, we can go for fish and lean meat, chicken and egg white. Mostly, if we are taking one egg, maybe that whole week we will not take any more egg, but egg white only will be taking. Then a portion size matters. And moreover, now oil also, cooking medium also I have said about, fruits can be taken. But one very good idea of taking curd or dahi, because it is a source of probiotic, even the diabetic not to require lots of probiotic. And moreover, we can go for some fermented foods without any hesitation, but anywhere. The items should not be, say for example, it should not be too fatty or milk, because milk has a saturated fat. Protein quality should be very, very important. And small portion size in frequent interval is important. Sometimes we can take cucumber or maybe guava, papaya, orange, watermelon, etc. Fiber and vitamin C content is very important for diabetic. Next point comes whether I can take a fruit or not. What fruit? So in case of banana, I have said it has high glycemic index. So whenever we take a fruit, it should be one fruit a day. And in that case, citrus fruits are very important. Guava, papaya, already I have said. And we have to, but we also should not think that as fruit is allowed, why not? I'm not saying that lemon juice without sugar is okay, good, but fresh. But not other fruit juices. What happened? When we go for making juices, we discard the fiber portion. So it is better to go for cut fruits, not juice. And there should not be any added sugar. Now, I would like to have a mention here that oil I have already mentioned. Cut down on the amount is very important. What usually common people and the diabetic also, they feel that I'm taking refined vegetable oil so that I can take puris or luchis as much as I want, or brinjal fry, etc., or any fritters or baras, etc. But please, my dear friends, remember, whenever we go for deep fat frying, lots of fat is absorbed. And I have already mentioned any kind of fats and oils, 1 gram gives us 9 kilo a calorie because they are quite energy dense. Now the question then, whether we, along with that, whether diabetic can have any other functional food or the so-called superfoods. Say, for example, some people say, and we have seen lots of YouTube videos, and so many dietitians or maybe the quack, etc., they prescribe or they go for hype like turmeric you take or fenugreek seeds you take, this you take, that you take. I do not say that because the Indian herbs and spices have medicinal property, but please be careful. With turmeric itself, without medicine, without insulin, we cannot cure, because diabetes can be reversible, but we cannot fully cure it. So our effort in taking the diet is very, very important. So there are no superfood. If it would have been, so diabetic clinics and diabetologists always prescribe and say that it is better go for certain kind of a certain kind of a approach which is always integrated, not simply modifying the diet. So it is better we use the herbs and spices in the required amount, not thinking that this will cure, this particular seed or leaf will cure my diabetes, I will stop taking medication. So now I would like to conclude here by saying that there is no fancy diet. There is no diabetic diet. There is no keto diet, this diet, that diet. First, always go for a diet which is modified according to your diabetic condition, your blood sugar level, and other related conditions you have. This is very, very important. It is a modified diet and medical nutrition therapy so that you have a balanced diet. But of certain foods, processed food, cola drinks, or carbonated drinks, or sugary juices, or your processed butter or junk foods, pizzas, etc., unhealthy for all. So it is also unhealthy for diabetic. So when a person suffers from diabetes, we have to avoid those junk foods, processed foods, ultra processed foods, even certain biscuits, etc. Though it is label reading is very important. Certain biscuits, they say it is high in fiber, it is oats, it is multigrain, but I doubt, and also everyone should check the label, whether it is good, not only good, but what are the content in it, what are the ingredients in it, whether it is multigrain. We ourselves can make certain grains available at home and go for it. Now the question is then, nowadays even along with modified diet, exercise is very, very important. And that at the same time, the medication given by or prescribed by doctors should be always taken. And sleeping well is another important point, taking care of the different parts of the body, the feet care, etc. important. Then monitoring glucose level in the blood and urine is another thumb rule. but at the same time, keep touch with your own doctor. Moreover, do not be and very frankly, you do not and blindfoldedly do not go search Dr. Google. Very, very important point. Googling and getting so many information on diabetes is not going to help anyone, but it should not be thought that it is a lifelong problem, but lifelong efforts. If we understand the condition, if we live with the condition with proper modification, exercise, medicine, taking physical and mental rest, walking, exercising, that will surely help to improve our diabetic condition. One more thing, whenever we speak about diet, it is not that we shouldn't think at all that everything will be restricted. No, all food should be balanced. There should be a balance between carbohydrate, protein, and fat. In case of diabetes, frank carbohydrate should not be there. It should be complex carbohydrate. Going for grain is good. Whole grains will be much better. Then even we consume in our breakfast lots of cereals that we have to cut down, because whether it is puff rice, pressed rice, or rice flour items, it is all nothing but carbohydrate. That is very, very important. Protein should be good quality, and quantity should be always thought about. It should be from plant and animal, but red meat mostly avoided. Lots of ghee, butter, and salt, sugar to frank sugar, everybody will avoid. There is no need of saying that, even honey, etc. It's not that sugar is bad, so go for jaggery. It is the same source. So misnomers, misconceptions should be avoided. And moreover, whenever we go for a modified diet plan, but in between, we always require to change and also have a diary and check our blood and urine glucose level and meet the doctor. And it is always better to have a registered dietitian. In case of Assam, we have NENDA, NENDA. We have a registered dietitian's body at Guwahati, and there all the registered dietitians are there, can take help of those dietitians or nutritionists like us. So nothing can be said that if a disorder is with me, I am not enjoying my life. It's not that way. So because what Mohan's Diabetic Center also say that even the childhood diabetic person, 90 plus years also living happily because of lifestyle modification. Nowadays, lifestyle modification, walking, exercise, stress limiting, enjoying life, positivity in mental attitude, and little modification here and there in the diet will take us to a longer way, and our life will be enjoyable. Thank you. I always say at the end, be nearer to nature. Nature will nurture. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I just want to clear one thing. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are quite audible.
Okay, ma'am. So I want to apologize again that for the inconveniences. I had network issue. So
may I have a point? No, one point. May I have a point? When you have introduced, you said I am a retired professor of food science and nutrition, not engineering. Okay. You said it. Please correct it. Please correct it, because it should not be wrongly I do not like that way. And also everybody should know that I am a food science and nutrition person. I was a professor there at Assam Agricultural University. You have said everything well, but maybe inadvertently that word engineering has come. It is food science and nutrition there. It is not engineering. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So sorry.
No. It's not to be sorry. Maybe it has just like that came out, but inadvertently. I know you have, because you have already written my biodata and all. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so moving forward, I would like to ask you a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, as we all know that how important it is to maintain a diet for the patients with diabetes, and especially when carbohydrates consumption is maximum. Like the people of Assam consume carbohydrates in maximum amount. So ma'am, in that case, you have also mentioned about some misconceptions that people might have regarding this. So, what are the usual myths and stigmas that are attached with diabetes?
Yeah, usually people think that okay, I am diabetic now, I have to restrict this or that. Most important, because whenever we say you don't do, they feel quite a big pressure. Actually, the person who suffer, he or she only will be knowing. Now my question is only the cutting down the portion. White rice is not totally banned, because we cannot, I have already mentioned, yes, brown rice is good, and we cannot totally ban, because that is our staple. So in that case only, that even we can go for sometimes khichdi, rice, less amount, mixed pulses, or sometimes rice but cutting down the portion. It should not be more like, say for example, it should not be, I have said in the plate, no, if you have with fruits, vegetable, and little amount, only 3/4, only very small amount will be like 1 katori. A katori means 120 ml, I'm saying. Very small amount of only three tablespoons of rice itself is quite enough. Have lots of vegetables, and also some two helpings or 2 servings of mixed pulse, or 1 serving of fish curry. Like that, one can satisfy, and one can fulfill the requirement, nutritional requirement, because everybody requires, because according to height, weight, and body mass index, activity, we require lots of calories, and also we require protein. Even elderly people also require protein for wear and tear. So accordingly, they can go for. Only thing is that see, we take 3 meals, and in 3 meals, we should distribute, say for example, evening, if we are taking anything in night time, why it should be customarily rice? Cannot be, it need not require to be rice. That time, even 1 chapati or some dalia upma or dalia khichdi with vegetable. Okay, so that way also we can. Dalia is also cereal, but at least the amount will take less, and dinner should be always early, and dinner should be always light, along with some, say for example, rajma or boiled chole, and also maybe some egg white. Like that, we can very well plan the diet. Everything is allowed, only the cutting down the portion size, and frank cereals like white cereal, carbohydrate rich, is very, very important. We have to look into.
Okay, ma'am. So, not only talking about the patients with diabetes, but also for some other people who might be
Yes.
having obesity, suppose.
Yes.
So for them also, carbohydrate consumption can lead to some severe health issues. So, ma'am, in that case also, do we have to maintain some proper diet?
Yeah. See,
Also
obesity.
age matter in carbohydrate consumption.
See, in case of obesity, without any diabetic condition or any condition, nowadays obesity is coming out of so many things. Maybe some people say that PCOS or thyroid, that I do not say now. But as such, when we speak that 10 to 20% above the normal body mass index, that means your height in meter divided by weight in kg is equal to your whatever value we get, that is body mass index. It should be below 25. It should be normal 25, but 25 and above 30, 31, 32, like that, obese. Okay, now, whenever a person is overweight, irrespective of age, say for adolescent girls or boys or adult persons, the main important point is from where the calorie comes to the body. It is not only from carbohydrate rich. Carbohydrate 1 gram gives us 4 kilocalorie, but if fatty rich food is also taken, 1 gram gives us 9 kilocalorie. So calorie comes from where is very important. All the junk food and fast foods, the carbonated drinks or energy drinks, along with the ice creams or your pizzas, burgers, etc., wherever more fat, HFSS, high fat, salt, sugar. So these foods, and moreover, erratic time schedule. Say for example, sleeping late, waking up late, then also spending more time in front of the your laptop or your workstation, etc., and not much physical outdoor activity may deposit more of fat and can be converted to your body weight. So it should not be only carbohydrate, because sometimes I see that obese people, they, by gathering some information on diet and all, they try to cut down on rice, etc., But not only, and they go for chapati, the same thing. If you take rice or chapati, whether it is wheat or rice, they are cereals. The portion size is very, very important. And fats, when we say that I have 5 items at home, some chicken curry, some pork curry, or some egg curry, or some butter naan, or some, say for example, omelette, etc., and some bread and butter. See, bread, white bread should be avoided by not only diabetic, but the others also, because it's frank carbohydrate. So when we take that with our own taste, without noting the amount or portion size, it will contribute to our calorie intake. So that is very, very important. 1 teaspoonful, 5 gram, will have how much? Butter. Say for example, butter 1 teaspoonful, or ghee 1 teaspoonful, or oil 1 teaspoonful. 1 teaspoonful is 5 gram. 1 gram gives us 9 kilocalorie. 5 gram will give 45 kilocalorie. A samosa gives us more than 345 kilocalorie. Imagine. So in that case, it's not that nothing you will eat. Yes, a roll can be healthy because with inside, if there is egg and vegetables, it is healthy. But when you put mayonnaise and other things like that, it becomes unhealthy because lots of fat. And moreover, how much activity you do, what kind of exercise you do, whether you walk, whether you go for gardening, whether you go for swimming, cycling, that depends upon the lifestyle. So not only carbohydrate, but fat in the diet also may contribute to general obesity, and moreover, how much you spend, what is your calorie burning activities. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, as you mentioned about sleep schedule, which can also lead to obesity in some cases. And so we all know that sleep schedule varies for different people who are engaged with different works.
Yeah.
So in that case, when a person, suppose his daily sleep schedule is like he sleeps at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning till 12 noon in the 12 noon. So ma'am, in that case, if he is sleeping in the same sleep schedule for days now, so ma'am, it won't be an issue, I suppose.
Yeah. Now okay, that let me say the other way, because now our Indian children or Indian people are like Americans. Okay, we do that way. Now my question is, at daytime, see, 6 to 7 hours maximum sleep is enough. It should not be more than 8 hours, but it should not be below 6 hours or 5 hours like that, because some people, because of some problem or health issues or stress or maybe insomnia, they may suffer from. But sleeping for, if it is a sound sleep, 6 to 7 hours sleep is enough, not more than 8 hours. Now my question is, okay, from 4 a.m. to some 12 a.m. But after that, in the waking hours, how much sedentary they are, whether they sit for hours together. Actually, we should sit for 10 to 15 minutes, then at least have some walk so that we spend some calorie. Then again, you can come to your workstation or your work area. That is very, very important. Or you must have some time for your daily physical exercise or activity. Or even you can do some yogas, because lots of good yogas are there for not only diabetic, for the normal person, and for also the person who are in like corporate sector or whatever you mentioned, because 24 hours is for everybody, and that sleep schedule can be erratic. It should not be erratic, can be from morning till afternoon. But my point is, wake hours should be full of activities, not only the job, but also there should be some time for at least regular physical. 15 minutes brisk walk is important, at least. And moreover, step, like climbing the stairs is better than taking a lift. Then walking, if it is nearby, why not a pool car or cycling? Why it should be only common? Nowadays, everybody individual uses a bike or a vehicle. So that walking is also very, very limited or restricted. And that kind of things we can really, really think about. And whenever weekend comes, we feel that as if whole week we are stressed, weekend means we always go out and have lots of HFSS food, high fat, salt, sugar. And that kind, if at all we are eating out, it should be healthy eating. And portion size is very, very important, because I'd like to draw attention of my viewers Then the Japanese people, longevity is more, and they do not have the problem of obesity and heart disease. Food habit is one point. They also take rice, but at the same time, the sitting, how they sit, how they pray, how they work, how they stand, and what kind of lots of fruits and vegetables, fresh food. Moreover, home cooked fruits. Home cooked food is very, very important. So they consume, and lifestyle, how much, where you spend your time schedule, activity, calorie burning is very, very important.
Okay, ma'am. So, are there any specific recommendations for snacks or desserts that the diabetic individual can enjoy without causing significant blood sugar spikes?
Okay, snacks, mostly snacks should be, I have said, snacks should be like, it can be mix vegetable, fruits and curd together, or it can be mixed fruits, vegetable. Then also it can be there with some, we call nowadays chia seeds, or your, what to say about pumpkin seeds, or maybe some sprouts, green gram whole or Bengal gram whole sprouts, we can make salads. Or you can even go for a little bit of suji, dalia, and mix with some vegetable as some amount of upma or little savory item. It should not be too much oil fried. And also we can go for a piece of fruit or some guavas, etc. Or we can even go for a fresh juice, homemade, even amla juice is good. Like that, some seasonal fruits, we can take nuts, we can take almonds or groundnuts, in like five groundnuts or 5 almonds together we can take. And moreover, whenever we go for snack, it should not be too high with fat or fat fried. That is important. In case of desserts, now it is not, it is, see, whenever we speak about artificial sugar, it also has in a long way, in long time, deliberating effect. So it is better to go for desserts, like without sugar, we can go for some fruit also as a dessert, or fruit salad as a dessert, but where there should not be added sugar juice, honey, or one important point is there, like cream, etc. So we can go for that kind of item. And moreover, if we take some dalia kheer, or nowadays even millets are introduced. Millets, we call them in Assamese koni dhan ba koni saul. কি হয় এইটো মিলেটস ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিব পাৰিলে ভাল, কিন্তু কথাটো হ'ল the question is, or the point is, যিবিলাক মিলেট আমাৰ পোৱা যায়, ফক্সটেল মিলেটে হওক বা ৰাগিয়ে হওক, প্ৰথম কথা হ'ল, if they are polished, there is no use in taking, because they are also, minor millets are also cereals. But still, if we can get unprocessed, they are also good source of fiber, all the calcium, iron, vitamins, that also we can take. So that is all about snacks and desserts.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, thank you so much. It was really very informative for me, and I am content with my doubts as well. So, ma'am, it was an honor to have you today among us. And also, I want to apologize you again for the inconveniences for my network issues.
Yeah, no problem. Sometimes really erratic, the network problem, it's not it is a technical glitch also sometimes. Only thing is that if you can edit or do something, that I am from food science and nutrition, not from food and engineering. Okay, that you try to correct. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, we shall have such sessions again in the future with you.
Yes, sure. Sometimes we can even discuss about any common issues, and where, if possible, if you give me time, I can give some presentation also, maybe some slides, etc.
Okay,
so things become more easy, and I'll be happy if it has been heard or seen or listened by more people, so that my time is not wasted. At the same time,
yes, ma'am.
If any message has been taken from a person who has some kind of analysis or research or practical knowledge, that I hope can help the individual who is listening or who is going to practice. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we stop here?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you.